Welcome back to another episode of our ARK Survival Evolved Dino Guides. Today's video is about the Ankylosaurus. We will talk about the real-life counterparts, about the in-game creature, we'll talk about its behavior, its statistics, and we'll talk about its functionality. The Ankylosaurus is a medium-sized armored dinosaur. Its scientific name is Ankylosaurus magnifitrus, which is translated to fused lizard and great belly. These words refer to its most noticeable anatomic features: the fused bony plates, arched back and large abdominal region. It belongs to the order of the ornithischians, literally translated to bird-hipped. They are characterized by bird-like pelvic structures. Well-known dinosaurs that are included in this order are the Triceratops, the Stegosaurus, and of course the Ankylosaurus. The Ankylosaurus lived in the late Cretaceous, which was around 68 to 66 million years ago. It lived in the prehistoric pine forests and plains, on the continent formerly known as North America, where it fed off the plants and shrubs it could find on the ground. The Ankylosaurus is the largest known ankylosaurid species, and is generally considered the archetype among them. Its range is up to 6 meters in length, 1.7 meters in height, and 1.5 meters in width. There are certain features that are iconic to the look of the Ankylosaurus. The skull is low and triangular in shape, wider than it was long, with two horns pointed backwards. Their bodies are covered in armor that consists of bony plates, not necessarily spikes, which are covered in keratin. And these go all the way to the tail, where it forms an offensive weapon, the bony club. The in-game version is called Ankylosaurus crassicutus, which translates to fused lizard and thick skin. It is very common among the islands and the center. Just like their real-life counterparts, it sticks to a herbivore diet, though it eats berries. It's quite a bit smaller, with 4 meters in length and 1.5 meter in height, and it only weighs 4,000 kilograms, though its appearance make up for it with its whole body, from the skull to the tail being covered in sharp bony spikes. It still has the club-like tail, but even this is covered in spikes. The Ankylosaurus is a docile creature, just grazing the land, but when attacked it can be aggressive. This makes it a medium on the aggression index. The creature is often described as a tank, slow-moving but very strong and well-armored. So keep in mind that these will increase with level ups, but it will give you an impression of the pros and cons of this creature. Let's take a look at its statistics. Its health is 700, which is quite a lot, but far from the best. However, for its size, it's great. It has a stamina of 175, which isn't a lot. In fact, it's very little, but you won't be using it for anything besides the melee attack. Its base melee damage is 50. This is a lot of damage for a creature this size, but it shouldn't be surprising since it's a tank. It also has an area of effect damage, making it even more lethal. Its base weight is 250. This isn't too much, but keep in mind that it isn't that big either. The weight isn't too low, but also not too high. As any tank would be, the Ankylosaurus is really slow, with a base movement speed of 120, and its sprinting speed is only 264, and a relatively fast swimming speed of 300. This makes it, in combination with the little stamina, not really suitable for transport or hunting. The oxygen is 150, but this is similar to most of the land creatures. This makes it decent at swimming, but not that great. The functionality of the Ankylosaurus lies in the big health pool and good melee damage. Keeping this in mind, we can divide it into two roles: the tank and the metal gatherer. The tank role is based around its tanky nature, with the health and melee damage being its best statistics. It also has an area of effect, which makes it even more lethal and deadly against opposing attackers. It has two types of attacks: a quick batch attack and a slow tail wipe. The downside is the slow turning speed, so keep facing your attacker when you can. To create an effective tank, spend the points on health, melee damage and possibly stamina. And the second role, which is probably the most used one, the Gatherer. The Gatherer is based around its special ability to get a huge amount of metal and flint. It's the most effective creature at gathering these resources. The decent weight and good melee damage makes it even more effective at gathering. The possibility that it can be picked up by a Quetzal makes it an easier transport. To create an effective metal gatherer, spend the points to its weight and maybe some melee damage. Okay, so we hope you now have an idea of what the actual Ankylosaurus look like, how it compares to the ones in game, and what it's good for. Thank you for watching. The sources that we've used are mentioned in the description. And if you enjoyed the guides, please consider leaving a rating. Subscribe for more related content. And if you have any questions, comments, or constructive feedback, leave those in the comment section